The first splash was cold, but the second was warmer, sticky, sweet, and sharp with the scent of red wine. It dripped down my forehead, stinging my eyes, soaking into my shirt. Around me, the laughter was deafening. Her siblings, her friends, all doubled over, tears in their eyes, phones in their hands, recording my humiliation as if it were the night's entertainment. My wife stood in the center, her arms still raised from the pour, a smug smile playing on her lips. I didn't ask her why. I didn't give her the satisfaction of seeing me break. I reached for the nearest napkin, wiped my face in slow, deliberate movements, and walked toward the front door without a word. The cool night air outside felt cleaner than anything in that room. My hands shook, but not from the wine's chill, from the weight of the realization that whatever love we'd once had was long gone. 5 minutes later, I heard it, the sound of the front gate opening, followed by heavy footsteps on the driveway. 2 men in dark suits stepped into the living room. Their faces were unreadable, but there was nothing casual about them. I had only come back for my car keys, still lie on the hallway table, but I froze in the shadows of the doorway, unseen. One of the men spoke first, his voice low and businesslike. "You have it ready?" My wife's expression shifted instantly from mocking amusement to something sharper, alert, calculating. She glanced toward her siblings, who were still chuckling, and motioned for them to leave. They did, though not without confused looks. Once the room was clear, she disappeared into the bedroom and returned with a small black folder. She handed it to the men, her fingers brushing theirs in a way that felt too familiar. One of them flipped it open, scanned the contents, and nodded. "This will do. The rest of the payment will be transferred as agreed." Payment. I stayed hidden, my breath shallow. Then came the words that ripped through me like glass. "He won't know a thing," she said. "After tonight, he won't even be a problem anymore." The man in the suit chuckled. "You're cold, I'll give you that. But you're sure he's still under the impression this marriage is real?" She smirked. "After tonight? I doubt he'll even want to be here. Makes my job easier." They left soon after, walking back through the gate without a glance behind them. She locked the door, poured herself another glass of wine, and sank onto the couch like nothing had happened. I stayed in the shadows, my mind racing. It wasn't just the cruelty of what she'd done tonight. It was the certainty in her voice when she spoke about me as if I were a disposable obstacle. The next morning, I searched the folder. It didn't take long to find what she'd been hiding. Inside were signed documents, my own signature forged, transferring a significant portion of my assets into a joint investment that didn't exist. Attached was a transfer agreement with my name and hers, and a bank account number I didn't recognize. It all made sense now. The wine, the laughter, the public humiliation. It was all part of a carefully staged push to get me out, to make me walk away willingly so she could finish what she'd started without a fight. But she'd underestimated me. I spent the next few weeks gathering evidence. Every late-night call, every business dinner she left for, every unexplained deposit in her account. I documented it all. I even tracked down one of the suited men through a mutual acquaintance, learning that they were intermediaries for a shell company she'd been funneling money into. The day I confronted her wasn't dramatic. I simply handed her a copy of the police report, the bank statements, and the statement from her own accomplice. Her face drained of color. She opened her mouth to speak, but for once, I didn't give her the last word. "You poured wine on my head to humiliate me," I said quietly. "But you forgot one thing. I don't embarrass easily, and I don't walk away empty-handed." By the end of the month, she was gone. The house was mine again, the accounts frozen, her access cut off. I heard she left town with one of the men from that night. Maybe she thought she could start over somewhere new. But I'd already made sure that the trail she left behind would follow her wherever she went. Sometimes I think back to that moment when the wine first hit me. The sting, the laughter, the way her eyes lit up at the cruelty of it. And I realize now that was the last time she ever got a laugh at my expense.